Okay.
So,
How do you feel?
how do I feel about what?
Well, I how did it go? This was like a kind of a breakout. You're doing something a little bit different. So
Oh,
on
yeah, yeah. So,
that flagship voyage.
okay, I just want to say thank you. First of all, I hate being out of my comfort zone, but when I'm out of my comfort zone, you never know what's going to happen. And
Okay.
I think this went really well. I think in the beginning we were kind of like, okay, we're just, treading water back and forth. We're kind of getting into a groove. And then I don't know what it was, but then bam. Okay.
Okay.
It was fine. It was good. And I think there's great entertainment value in being unscripted, just see where it goes. Again, I kept looking down at my questions, but I felt
I
it was
did a little
okay.
bit of that as well, and I didn't write anything,
Hmm.
but yes, keeping. I think that it was like a okay because I haven't seen. Once you let me know, of course, send me the information so that I can go look, and of course, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
But I want to see where it was before to see the difference. I don't have a marker of that.
Yeah, but you have the podcast that you already did before, right?
Right, but how you've changed, how you're exploring, how you're expanding. I need to see your previous ones too. Yes, and so I think that I
Oh,
had a lot of fun. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel really good about it. I can't wait. I'm totally honored and feel appreciated. That's why I kind of like, hey, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm relatively new at this. You've been doing it longer, but it still makes you new at this since you're changing how you're going about it.
Again, a little bit less scripted and going down maybe into topics that I would avoid because they're risky and I'm not sure what my position is or how to manage it.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
conversating, you usually pose a question, somebody answers the question, you go to the next question.
Well,
What
actually,
things were risky that you did?
normally I'll always ask a question, respond to it, they'll respond back. I might respond one more time and then I'll say,
Okay.
this is great, but I'd love to move in another direction. That's my
Oh,
segue to another question. So some podcasters will say, question, answer. Boring. But what
no
it is,
more.
but the thing is, I had to be present. If you were starting to go down a path, I can't be looking at my notes like, okay, let's move to ages. And when you're talking about toxic environments, I have to be ready to say, no, we're not ready for that convert question, or it just doesn't flow into what we're doing.
Right.
So I had to be very in the moment. Where's this going? To okay, let's just go there for a little bit. Let's just stay and not worry about the time and if my audience is going to enjoy it or not. Let's just go there and just see.
Well, I want to, with it being that you turned it back up, there was some stuff that we didn't hit. And then I thought it was still important.
All right, let's ask me a question.
Yes, this, okay. So that's what I'm going to go to. One of the ones that I did mark was solution. Okay, there's the pro. Um, okay, communication styles of technical leaders. How are we, how do we make sure they hear us? I said, yes. How do we do that?
When you say that again, how to make sure that you're heard as a technical leader or with my advice or
You communication styles of technical leaders. How do we make
oh,
sure they hear us? So I think we kind of delved into that. And I said some
oh.
about a different approach. But when I made a note here, I was like, yes, how do we do that?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's interesting. So, what I have found, and I talk about this a lot, is the fact that technical leaders, we celebrate them because we teach them to talk tech. Here's my data, here's my chart, and the top three issues contributing it are A, B, and C. We need to get new equipment in order to, fix this thing. And as soon as you say, here's my data, here's my top three things, and we need to spend money, blah, 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 blah. Okay. People's
And
ears are going to shut off. They're going to go on the defensive. That's not in the budget. Let's take that offline. And people such as yourself, technically smart, you know your stuff. We need to shore up this program. Otherwise, we're going to have customer complaints or what have you. You know that stuff. But have we shared with you or coached or mentored you on how to say it a little bit differently in
you're
order to
frozen.
connect? Okay.
Right. Okay.
And that's what's
Connection
missing.
before.
Connect with
Yes.
their emotions, their heart, their money, their pocket. We haven't taught you that.
And don't make it always about pocket. I know that there was a lot of, because I had conversations as there
Mm.
can be an environment that you're in and you kind of inquire with who you work with. And I was like, hey, I'm interested in some of the solutions you have that don't involve any money. There are solutions that don't, that just actually,
Oh, my ears perked up. Not doesn't
Yes,
involve money.
not that don't involve money. And I'm not saying like as band-aids or in the because sometimes there is stuff that you need to do in the immediate or later on we're going to put money towards it. But yes, it's some things that are around. I don't say around the plant, but around the house that you could still address that are not. That's not just focus. Oh, until we get the money, we can do that. We can't work on anything else,
Yeah, but if you've
but you
got leaders,
can.
I know if you've got leaders that are sitting on their computer and not out on the production floor, and you want to get a new piece of equipment to speed up the production line, you're going to speed up making bad stuff. You need to get leaders out on the floor to be able to help the
I
people, be
agree
more
with you.
efficient, stuff like that.
I agree with you. And to kind of be that what they see so they know that this is happening not randomly but regularly. Um I think you asked managing up and I think I mentioned chain of command. Um better to help them. You asked that one. Ageism. So I don't know if I what about ageism? Is it a real thing or any or another way to create um divisiveness in society? What is this really about? And I kind of just made a note, what is it really about? So I'm asking the question because I'm not particularly, I know there's different generations, but what defines ageism and how is that affecting?
Well, I'm not well read on this topic. I only know that there have
Me
been
neither.
people that I know that said, "Oh, I got let go. I've put in 20, 25 years. I'm 55." It's ageism. Some consultant has put a label on you for which here you need to be fixed, or here's a pill, or take my 10-day program, or you need to hire me as a consultant to manage your ageism issues. I feel like, yes, bad things happen to good people. Yes, you might be let go, but you talk about this. But what do I own in all of this? Could I have been refreshing my skills? Could I have reinvented myself? Could I have become, left my legacy and trained others? Could I have applied my skills in other areas? Or was I stuck just doing the same old thing and really not providing any value? But even if you were providing a lot of value and they did a bad thing and getting rid of you, think about the opportunity you own to either, okay, do the same thing, find another company that appreciates me. I can consult, I can reinvent myself, I can spend some time traveling. I own me and my response to all of this. It's not ageism. Don't be victim to a label and then you own that and then you know what? It is ageism because you think you're not any good when you can provide so much value for a lot of years. That's my take on it. That's my feeling. Whether it's true or not, I still think to your point, what do I own? What can I control?
Right. And there's gonna of course be something that happens in the maybe your original thought and you kind of woe with me it, but what are you gonna do going forward? And I think that a lot of that had, like you said, victimization. Don't victimize yourself. You obviously are not there anymore, but that doesn't mean that is who you were or are. And stop basing it on those that factor. It does become that's why maybe some place that's some why the kids are thinking about not staying somewhere very long. So you don't have an unhealthy or that kind of attachment.
Yeah, I know.
There's several different factors. I think we're going to be exploring a lot of different things that are going to start coming up and they're going to be related to one another.
You know what's interesting here is the dynamic changed with you. When I was asking you questions, you can answer them, but maybe a little bit tentative. You're trying to find the right words to express yourself. When you ask me questions and then you moderate, this is what I hear, this is my response. Ooh, you're in a different comfort zone. Think about it.
I'm
Host,
working on it.
host.
I'm working on it. I am thinking about it because really I was not thinking about that. And I was like, I will be on other people's if they asked me to go. But a friend did suggest you need to start either your own or you need to start hosting. So I think I'm starting to have that kind of mindset. That's why when I'm with someone doing theirs, I do ask them questions because I'm interested on their take. I didn't know what was going to develop out of that. You're the first one to point out my perspective because you know how you said you ask a question, you answer it, and then you have your guess. I ask, you answer, and then I come
You
in and say something towards it so I can see the flow.
reframe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you did it. You did it well. You did it well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
Okay,
will definitely take it in consideration that hopefully here in the couple of months I will have somewhere where hey where can you find me and I'll be speaking on lots of different subjects until I get a niche or home it in.
mhm.
But yes, I am thinking about that as well.
Okay, I'm going to just stop the recording there.
Okay.